And if anyone thinks here, again, that the European Union or Europe as a whole can defend itself without the US, keep on dreaming. You can't. We can't. We need each other.
France fires the opening salvo. Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot insists Europeans can and must take charge of their own security. A confident declaration meant to project strength, yet landing at a moment when Europe's military reality tells a far more fragile story.
No, dear Mark Rutte. Europeans can and must take charge of their own security. Even the United States agrees. It is the European pillar of NATO.
Enter NATO chief Mark Rutte with a cold splash of realism. If Europe thinks it can defend itself without the United States, he sees, it's dreaming. No theatrics. Just a blunt reminder of who still holds the keys to Europe's security.
So when President Trump is doing good stuff, I will praise him. And I don't mind him publishing text messages. And if anyone thinks here, again, that the European Union or Europe as a whole can defend itself without the US, keep on dreaming. You can't. We can't. We need each other. And why do we need each other? I tell you. First of all, because also the US needs NATO. And the US is not only in NATO to prevent a mistake after the First World War, not to re-engage with Europe. And then again, the long arm of history reaching out to the US again in the Second World War, as Churchill famously said in his speech in 1941 in the US Congress. They are also in NATO because for the US to stay safe, and by the way, Arctic region is evidence here, they need a secure Arctic, they need a secure Euro-Atlantic, and they also need a secure Europe. So the US has every interest in NATO as much as Canada and the European NATO allies. But for Europe, if you really want to go it alone, and those of you who are planning for that, forget that you can ever get there with 5%. It will be 10%. You have to build up your own nuclear capability. That costs billions and billions of euros. You will lose then, in that scenario, you would lose the ultimate guarantor of our freedom, which is the US nuclear umbrella. So, hey, good luck.
This isn't a personality clash, it's a reality check. Europe talks autonomy, but lives under America's shield. From intelligence to firepower to nuclear deterrence, Washington remains the backbone. While Brussels debates ambitions it cannot yet afford. Rutte's message cuts deep because it exposes the numbers. True independence would demand massive spending, painful political choices, and a nuclear rethink. For many EU states, that price is simply too high, too risky, too divisive. The Rutte-Barrot exchange strips away the rhetoric. One side speaks in strategic facts, the other in future hopes. And amid rising global tensions, Europe's dilemma is laid bare. Bold talk of self-reliance, but enduring dependence on American muscle.